So long as I have my sword to fight with, I'm sure to survive. Year after year, I prove it to be true. Before joining the Hawks, I always survived, no matter how hopeless a losing battle. This time was no different. I've never had anything except my sword. I don't want to die. For me, that is the only reason I keep fighting. There is nothing to save myself for or give myself to. I fight because I know nothing else. In truth, I don't believe that's any way to live one's life.
Day 70, I'm Cole. This is my journey of becoming a professional soccer player, building a bootstrap business, and becoming a better version of myself. Today, I did the usual. I went to the gym for a fitness session on the bike. I came home, did my juggling, did some work on the calendar app, and did create a prototype for the nutrition app and gave some questions to the other people that I'm working on about the front end of the app. Here's what I learned today. The first thing that I want to talk about is you have to win at everything you do. So I talked about yesterday how you should only choose 1 to 3 goals that you have that you want to improve on. And excellence isn't something that you can just be in one area of your life. If you're going to be excellent, you're typically excellent in all areas of your life. And I think what some people don't understand is that the way you act in one area bleeds over into another area. It's very hard for you to be a very good person with business, but have a really shit relationship with the people around you and people don't really like you, because then that's going to bleed into your business. People aren't going to want to work in your organization, and then people aren't going to work with you if they are in another organization. You have to be excellent in everything you do. That's why I would really suggest only choosing a few things that you are doing so that you can really grow the expertise to where you are excellent in those things. Also, just in general, specialists get paid a lot more, whether it's for surgery or it's for a specific business purpose. People who are specialists and can go in and do something that no one else can do will be paid and compensated a lot more than anyone else. I want to be the best version of myself, and I would hope you would want to be as well. I have to be excellent in everything I'm doing. So this requires me to, first of all, choose things that I don't really care about and cast them aside. If I'm trying to pursue a goal but only half-ass do it, I might as well not do it as well. If I want to lose weight, I'm either going to lose the weight. I'm not going to try a diet and then do the diet half of the week. That's not how diet works. It's something that you have to do continually every single day for every meal. Now moving on to the second part of the series of creating your ideal life. This is really the analysis section of what I think it takes in order to continually understand where you're at and how you can improve. So first, you have to understand what actions you're doing in a day. The way I recommend that you do this is I plan out my entire next day on my calendar, and then as I'm going throughout my day, I'm constantly updating it and adding things that I am doing at that time. I want to be better in the fact that I want to do one thing at a time, so my focus can be only on juggling, only on Amplify, only on video editing, because I know myself and I know I don't do as good of a job when I am splitting my attention between 2 things. And then this will give you a better idea of what you can reasonably achieve in your ideal week. You should constantly be adjusting what is feasible for you right now in your life, and then try to get the maximum out of whatever you can. The next thing that I think is really important for someone to do is be aware of your thoughts. I have a little bit more practice with this. I started meditation and journaling right after graduating high school. I started to read a lot, meditate and journal. It was a little bit weird for me. No one that I really knew was really talking about it or kind of experimenting with it. But through meditation and journaling specifically, meditation really helped me be aware of what I'm thinking and my thoughts, as well as becoming a little bit better at conditioning my mind to do the actions that I want to do. I think it's important to first be aware. I'm not exactly sure because it has been a long time, but I think previous to meditation, I wasn't really as much aware of what I was thinking on a day-to-day basis. And when you are doing the work, you're gonna have thoughts that come up in your head. The best way to go about this that I've been using is that when I have a thought, I'll write it down in my notes app, and then at the end of the day, now I'm doing it in these video formats, but I used to have a journal which I write. I would really recommend either talking about it or having a journal, which you have a pen and paper. I don't think you get as much mind connection when you are typing on a screen. You won't be able to go as fast because you can type a lot faster than you write. I think you would have a greater understanding of yourself and a deeper connection with what you're actually talking about. If this is the first time that you are getting into it, it is going to be a little bit awkward. For meditation, you're not going to be very good at it. You might just want to start with a few minutes, maybe 2, and then over time, I would recommend to try to push for the utility of just trying to be a little bit more aware of your thoughts. Pushing more than 10 minutes isn't as useful. During meditation, I wasn't perfect. I would have thoughts that would come in my mind. My plan was to try to completely clear my mind, and in the time when I was doing it, thoughts would come in, but I would try to remind myself, condition myself to continually clear my mind so that I could kind of have a little bit more control and then also be a little bit more aware of what I'm thinking. As you get better at being more aware of what you're thinking, you're going to be thinking about your thinking a little bit more. It's a lot easier for you to remember to then write it down in your notes app or whatever you find to be helpful for you. Then I think reflection at the end of the day is very important. You need some way to reflect on the day so that you can have an analysis about it. I'm a very big data person. I think as much data points that you can get about yourself is going to help you really understand who you are. And then from that, you're going to be able to understand what you need to do to improve. Just having the data points isn't going to be enough to where you can automatically improve. There might be certain things that you might want to structure around. A lot of people have energy levels throughout the day, so they're usually very high when they come, and then they dip down in the afternoon and then come back up. You may want to structure your day around that. If you find that you are prone to like a really low dip, you might want to do something that's a little bit more relaxing so you can get another bump at the end of the day. Again, it is your journey. It's going to be very personalized. You should do something that works for you, and I would suggest to test a bunch of things and then analyze what works for you, what doesn't work for you, and then implement what is working for you so that you can create the perfect schedule for yourself. Using the data that you've collected, you have to determine what is working and what is not working. And then also, if it is working, is this sustainable? There's going to be different periods of time in your life, some that you might be really pushing on a certain goal, but you have to understand that you can't work 20-hour days every single day, or you can't push too far in one thing. If you are trying to be a more well-rounded person and have multiple goals, if you push really hard in one of the goals, the other two are going to slip. Either you have to be okay with that, or you have to kind of set a time limit, set a certain amount of time to where you are going to be okay with pushing in that specific area. Over time, you're going to just continue to try to analyze. In the journaling, this is where you're going to want to be recording down what is working. So what is working for you is going to be based on your opinion in terms of how do you feel when you're doing the activity and how likely are you to actually carry out the activity. If you find that there are activities that you want to do, but you either don't schedule them at the right time or don't have the motivation to do them, just try scheduling them at a different time and see if that changes it. I found for me that editing my videos first thing in the morning really helped me be a lot more consistent and have better edited videos, because I would procrastinate at night between recording the video, this reflection at the end, and editing the video. That would push me to go to sleep a lot later than I wanted to. So I looked at my schedule. I didn't particularly enjoy editing when I was doing it, but now that I'm doing it more professionally, in my opinion, more professionally, it's a little bit more enjoyable because the ending product is a lot better. Also, I think these talks are better than they were even a few weeks ago. So they're a little bit more enjoyable for me to edit and work towards. And at the end, it's something that I'm posting that I can actually be proud of. I wouldn't suggest to only take the data for 1 week or 2. I would suggest to continually do it for as long as possible. Mapping out your calendar isn't something that's too taxing, especially when you have a designed perfect week of how you want to spend your time. It makes it a lot easier on the decisions that you want to make throughout the day. You're not going to be perfect, and that's okay, but trying to adjust what you plan to do versus what you actually did, and maybe journaling on what you had planned for the day, but what you actually carried out, and then trying to find what are the reasons why what I planned didn't actually pull out, and was it because I was just overambitious and thought I could do too much, or did some things take a little bit longer? Was I just not motivated to do it? It's a lot of data points, it's a lot of self-analysis so that you can continually get better and better. This analysis of yourself is going to help you really become the person that you want to be, just trying to continue to get better day over day, week over week. In my app that I'm going to be creating, I'm going to try to make this process as easy as possible with creating the plan for the day as well as recording how you actually did. I hope in the future, if you are watching this, you can use that. In the meantime, it might be a little bit more manual than you were thinking. That's all I have for today. Day 70, thank you for watching. I hope you got some value from this. This is part 2 of the Create Your Ideal Life series. Try to focus a little bit on analysis and data collection of what data to collect and then how to work based on that data to continue to try to do better. Tomorrow, I think I'm going to be kind of talking about conditioning. This is mainly the mental side of in the moment, what do you do to condition your mind to do the actions that you plan to do but don't actually carry out. This is something that I'm still working on personally, and I think it's just something that takes a lot of practice and you're going to fail. Even with the analysis, you may forget a day of recording or planning out your day or journaling. It's okay. Just continue to work at it and try to do as many days as you can. The more data that you do have, the better analysis you'll have in the end. Thank you for watching. Good night. Here's the scorecard for today. As you can see, there's a big amplify section, but I will admit I wasn't as focused as I would like to be. That's something I really want to improve going forward, being able to only work with cursor, working on the app. Everything else, nothing too big that I think I should talk about. Maybe the prototype for the nutrition app. I used Google Gemini to whip up a quick prototype, and it was absolutely amazing and very responsive when I would ask it to implement certain features. I would definitely recommend it if you are building a prototype for an app or something very basic.